Let's talk about something that feels really modern but is actually an ancient concern. Could our whole civilization just fall apart? Well, today we're diving into an incredible polyepic called the Cakkavattisutta. It tells this stunning story of a world's entire life cycle, its perfect golden age, its absolutely catastrophic collapse, and its slow, hard-fought journey back to life.
Now, the entire story is framed by this one powerful instruction from the Buddha, Atta Dipa Viharata. It might sound a little cryptic right now, but just hang on to it. Trust me, it's the key that unlocks the whole meaning of this grand cycle of rise and fall. We'll definitely be coming back to this.
But first, let's start with a really big question, one that sets the stage for everything. Is it possible? Can one bad decision, just one failure of leadership, really set off a chain reaction that brings about a dark age? Well, this ancient story argues that the answer is a pretty terrifying yes.
To really understand the fall, we have to start at the peak. So let's picture this: a golden age, a perfect society. It's ruled by this legendary figure known as a Cakkavatti, which means a wheel-turning king. And this isn't a king who rules by force, but by a kind of cosmic righteous law.
The symbol of his power? It's not a sword or an army. It's the Cakkaratana, this divine wheel that just appears in the sky. It doesn't conquer with weapons. It rolls peacefully over the land, and other kingdoms just submit to its moral authority. The king's right to rule comes directly from his own virtue. So how does he do it? This slide basically lays out the recipe for a perfect society. It's called the Arya Cakkavattivata, the noble duty of a king. It has three main parts. 1. Protect everyone and everything. 2. Give wealth to those who have none. And 3. Get advice from wise spiritual teachers. Now I want you to burn that second point into your memory. It is everything.
For 7 generations, this system works flawlessly. But, nothing lasts forever. A new king comes to power, and with him, we see the first tiny hairline crack appear in the foundation of this perfect world. So, when that celestial wheel vanishes from the sky, which is a sign of change, this new king doesn't go to the wise sages for advice like his father and grandfather did. Nope. He basically thinks, I got this, and tries to govern based on his own ideas and opinions, ignoring that ancient wisdom.
And right here, this is the fatal mistake. It's so specific. He does some of his duties, he offers protection, but he neglects that one crucial part. He does not provide wealth to the poor. And because of this single omission, a new concept enters the kingdom, dālidyam, poverty. This is the seed of the entire collapse. From this one failure, everything starts to unravel. It is a slow, terrifying domino effect, where one moral decay knocks over the next, and then the next, dragging the whole world down into darkness. It starts like this. Poverty is now everywhere. A man gets caught stealing. When he's brought before the king, his reason is just heartbreaking. He says, I cannot survive. The system has completely failed him. The king, acting without any wisdom, makes 2 disastrous mistakes. First, he just gives the thief money. Well, what do you think happens? The word gets out that crime pays, and theft becomes common. So then, to stop the problem he just created, he swings to the other extreme and makes theft a capital crime. This harsh punishment backfires spectacularly. People start to reason, well, if I'm going to be executed for stealing anyway, I might as well arm myself and fight back. And just like that, the next domino falls. Widespread violence and murder start to proliferate. So now you have a world filled with poverty, theft, and violence. What do you think is the next thing to go? Truth. Lying becomes a basic tool for survival. If you're accused of a crime, you just deny it. Trust in society? It's completely gone. And this is where the story illustrates the cosmic stakes in such a powerful way. With each new moral failing, slander, adultery, disrespect, the very lifespan of human beings gets cut in half. It plummets from a mythical 80,000 years in that golden age down to 40,000, then 20,000, and on, all the way down to a horrifying 10 years. This downward spiral doesn't just stop. It hits an absolute rock bottom. It culminates in a period of total societal collapse, a 7-day period of unimaginable horror known as the sword interval.
Yep, at the absolute bottom of this cycle, human life is brutal. It's filled with hatred, and it is terrifyingly short. 10 years is the most you can hope for.
For 7 days, all social bonds are gone. The Pali text has this chilling term for it, miga sanyam. It means people have the perception of each other as wild animals to be hunted. Intense, mutual hatred just boils over, and humans hunt one another with weapons, nearly wiping themselves out completely. I mean, just look at this comparison. It puts it all into stark perspective, doesn't it? You go from a society governed by righteous law, where virtue leads to a long, full life, to a society governed by pure hatred, where vice means you're lucky to see your 10th birthday. The connection is direct and unavoidable. But the story doesn't end in total darkness. From the ashes of all this self-destruction, a few survivors who had hidden away in forests and caves, they emerge, and they make a conscious, world-changing choice. They see what their hatred has created, and they come together. The rebuilding of civilization doesn't start with a new king or a new law. It starts with a simple, powerful moral pact. They embrace each other and agree on one thing. Let us abstain from taking life. And with that one choice, the entire cycle reverses. As they collectively stop killing, their children live to be 20. When they readopt honesty, their children live to be 40. With each and every virtue they reclaim, generosity, respect, kindness, the lifespan doubles. The world itself is healing right along with their morality. So after this huge, sprawling story about civilizations rising and falling, the Buddha does something really amazing. He takes this massive cosmic lens and he zooms all the way in, right onto the individual, right onto you. Which brings us right back to where we started. The whole point of that epic story was to illustrate this single idea. A perfect society is wonderful, but it is fragile. It can collapse. The only truly reliable shelter, the only true refuge in the storm of existence, is the one you build within yourself through your own virtue. That is your island. And that leaves us with a final powerful thought. This story shows how one person's moral failure, and later a small group's moral choice, reshaped an entire world. It challenges us to see that our own actions aren't isolated. They ripple outwards. They shape our families, our communities, and the world we all share. So this ancient epic isn't just about a mystical king. What will you build on your island?